Lumberjack hockey fans. We got a good one for you today. A little bit early, we're just catching the warm-ups here for you. We got the Lumberjacks going left or right on your dial. Hastings going right to left. We'll give you the old side-by-side here. Looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 17 skaters, 2 goalies for 50, or 15 skaters, 2 goalies for Hastings. 3, 6. $18 for Bemidji, so 16 skaters, 2 goalies. So let you watch the warm-ups here. 4:50 to go in warm-ups. We'll get a resurface, and then we'll be back to your varsity hockey. So hang tight, everybody. Lumberjack hockey coming your way. But we should be able to get it. How is it today? I've had the sun dropped out and I would say that orange is no good. The battery, some of that's good, but it's still a little nuts. And if I shut it off. If I go to switch now and shut this off, it'll lose everybody. So you're in my cameras, are usually the best. And it seemed like I was like this. I think I was. Like there's perfect. Going to kind of lock it up and straighten it up a little bit. You gotta really get it really good. And then you gotta get it.
Good season for the Lumberjacks. This is a game in which they come in with the advantage here. So 9-1 on the season here for Bemidji. Hastings 3.71 goals per game for Hastings. The Lumberjacks on the other side just over 4, and so 4.7 goals per game for the Lumberjacks. Hastings is giving up over 4 goals per game. Bemidji's only giving up just over 1, and so
we have been really lucky. Lily Lauer stepping in She's her goals against, I think, is about a 1.1 or 1.2.
Yeah, Lauer's, let's see, we've got a 1.36 goals against average, 940 save percentage. She's got one shutout on the season. So Lauer, a junior transfer came in and, something really needed. So Bemidji got really young at goaltender. And so, had a good spot that was open. It just so happened that they moved here from out of state here for Lily.
Right on. So Lauer to start in the net. Swanberg on defense, along with Kanat. So Berg's going to be your left wing. Malkowski's going to be the right wing. And Baki. So we're going to start Baki, Malkowski, and Berg. So Berg at center.
And that's the normal line for them. So that's the normal second line out there for the Lumberjacks. So they're getting the start here today.
So that's the national anthem for you there. Bemidji's going to its bench. The Raiders are at their net. And we are about ready to get this thing fired up. All right, your camera's got it there, TJ. So,
all right.
Coach Johnson starting the second line here to get us rolling. Raiders are ready. Jacks look ready. Baki on the left wing. Malkowski on the right. Berg at center. Kanat and Swangberg with Lauer in the net. And Lauer has made some absolutely stellar saves. Some really tough teams. The one loss coming against Holy Family Catholic, who's ranked number 1 in the state, I think, still, aren't they?
They are, yep. They took over one from Hill Murray after they beat him in overtime.
Yeah. The game against Warroad was absolutely amazing. That one's on YouTube. You can go find it. That one's worth the watch. All right, refs are ready. They check with the Raider goalie. Lauer's ready. Scorekeepers are ready. Malkowski's trying to sneak in there a little bit. Puck's down, and the Raiders come away with it. Nice play by Kanat, who's always solid on defense. Berg gaining the offensive zone, gets tipped off her stick. Picked up by Kanat, backhand forehand shot. That one got blocked by the Raider. Berg tried to throw it backwards, and a nice back check by Kanat. And up ice it comes, played by the Raiders. Swangberg hits Berg. So Swanberg, Berg, and Wongberg. Johnson in on the forecheck. Hastings goes cross ice. Coming in against Bierke. Shot. Lauer puts it in the mitt and says, give me a whistle. So his first shot on net goes to Hastings.
Yeah.
I can send the link.
Then I can sit with my stats.
All right.
Yeah.
We've got a new camera guy.
It's Kelly Johnson. You're joining us. Naomi's dad.
Oh, nice. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining in. We'll get you trained in. We'll have you doing all kinds of stuff. Are you as smart as a 5th grader?
Yeah.
He's not answering.
Shot from the lower circle for the Lumberjacks. You know, Bemidji's real fast on the ice here, Doug, and so it'd be interesting to see how Hastings is just able to keep up with them. Right, so defensively, they're going to have to try and collapse and get a little bit smaller because there's too much ice. Bemidji will take advantage.
Right on. Greiner throws it back to McLean. And back to McLean again. Throws up the big shot right in the old breadbasket.
Yeah, so Roop was able to get that out to the blue line. McLean gets a shot in. That one comes in the goaltender Lanning. She has a 4.0 goals against average and an .875 save percentage. McLean got her first goal of the season last week at Roseau.
Great goal, too. This one, Greiner tries to throw it up ice. That one, Roop's going to lose it, have to come back out to center. She gains the offensive zone. Looking to drop it back to Connaught. Connaught with a shot, saved by the goalie. Shot, another save by the goalie. Looked like Greiner that one time. Oops.
That was Greiner down low with the quick shot.
And here comes Hastings through center. George onto the ice. Johnson and Greiner off. This one's picked up by Connaught. Picked off by Hastings, although it sneaks its way through center.
And Greiner scored in that JV game earlier today.
She did on a great shallow angle goal. George looking for it. Cole's got a handle on it. Good to see her back out there after a pretty long stint with a lower body injury. Good to see her banging already. Oh, what a try by Juan. If that would have gone in, that would have been one of those Blake Wheeler goals for the Gophers as he's going down with the stick. Wankberg behind the net putting in a good battle. Hastings is going to gather it up. Just comes back out to center where Connaught's going to do the old spinorama. And she'll throw it in deep. Bemidji going off for a change.
And she had to hold that for a long time, just able to stick handle and give her teammates enough time to get out and go for a change.
Here comes Hastings 1-on-4. They're going off for a change. Pad saved by Lauer. Nice couple of moves by Malkowski. Nice toe drag by Baki. Oh, and just tried to get it through the wickets. Number 2 there for Hastings was Malkowski. That got denied. That one's blocked by Bierke. Shot goes wide of Lauer. McLean. She's going to leave it over there for Berg, it looks like. Berg trying to get through a whole bunch of yellow. And Bierke throws it into the zone. Bemidji checks up. If I remember right, you were in Thief River, right? Or Crookston?
I did not make it to Crookston.
Oh, the Baki goal was a great goal by Baki. Big old one-timer. Just buried it. Tip and a goal! So Swangberg threw it towards a net. Was it tipped by yellow or white? Looks like Swanberg's going to say it's hers.
Yeah, Swanberg here from the near side point. That's Swanberg's second goal of the season. She also scored last week at Roseau. So Swanberg with 7 points on the season coming into the game with a goal and 5 assists. Gets the first one here tonight. So goals in back-to-back games for the freshman.
Good job by the new guy Johnson. Good job by the new guy Johnson on the camera there. I don't think he even heard me. We got to get it on the camera there. I don't think he even heard me. We got to get another headset now. We can have 4, you know. We're in good shape. We can add to the team.
Yeah.
It's like Johnson into the corner there. Nice job by Johnson. I love how she always uses her body like that. This one's going to come back out to Connaught.
Scoring for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Number 11, Amy Newton. Assisted by number 2, Chrissy Hammond. At 11 for 2.
So Swanberg from Berg. Throwing a Wongberg. We would have had an all-Berg line there. Shot. Oh, nice block by one of the Hastings players. And this one's going to get wrapped around, but Connaught will keep it in the zone. She loses a handle, and Hastings is going to go behind their own net. And now they're going to try the near side. Up ice it comes. Bierke trying to keep in the zone. Wongberg trying to get somewhere with it, and Hastings will throw it up out into the neutral zone where Swanberg's going to go get it. She hits Coe. No icing, as Coe must have got a piece of that one.
Yep.
And George tries to get it back to Bierke. Bierke's got 2 yellow skaters coming after. Up to Coe. Picked up by George at the blue line. Onto the backhand, makes the corner. Shot saved by the Hastings goalie.
Nice job by George walking in, getting between the circles, getting a shot off.
Baki coming through center with some wheels. Tries to split the D onto the backhand, makes the corner. Backhand right into the goalie. Nice save. Picks up her own trash. Back to McLean. Back to Baki. Out to Bierke. Bierke loads it up. Tipped out front. Goes just wide. Berg back for Malkowski. She lost the handle, but Baki going to dig into the corner. And Hastings throws that all the way up ice and says, give me a whistle.
Yeah, so we see a face-off back in the offensive zone here for the Lumberjacks. Up 1-0 here early on in this first period. Again, the Lumberjacks averaging just over 4 goals per game, going against this Hastings team that is giving up just over 4 goals per game, only scoring 1.7, so struggling on the offense for Hastings.
This one back to Bierke. That one goes wide. Swanberg will be the first one over there. Trips one low and hard. And that's going to be kept in by Connaught. Playing ring around the rosy here. Back to Hastings, but Wongberg and Malkowski get, or excuse me, Baki and Malkowski get in there. Berg picks it up. She turns the corner from the hash mark out to Bierke. Bierke dances. Toss that one.
Right. Good
FedEx high mile.
Yeah, and good patience on that shot, too. And so she kind of faked her initial shot, just came back and refired, and Cock went just a bit high with it, but changed the angle. Oftentimes, you can find players rush too quickly, but if you can change up that timing, Doug, and then that gives yourself a little bit higher percentage. So good patience there.
I just had a flashback to Major League, in the beginning of the movie where the 3 guys out there and the one guy goes, too high. What do you mean too high? Up into the netting. 9:48 and counting here in the first. 1-0 still your score. Hastings getting pestered by Roop. Roop's going to pick it up. Trying to dance around everybody.
Oh.
Now picked up by Johnson. Johnson throws it into the offensive zone. First one there. Looking for somebody to pass to out front for Roop. Just wide left. Johnson throws it back to Connaught. Over to Swanberg. Nice low hard shot, just tipped wide. Roop will pick it up. Back to Connaught. Connaught dancing, shot. Off the side of the net, loose out front. That one just missed.
Boy, and Griner just working it down in front of the crease, just being real physical.
Picked up by Connaught, and she just loses the handle, so that one's going to go back out to Swanberg. Over to Roop. 1-on-2, looking right in the slot. Shot. That one went too high. Out front, just about played. That's Coe throwing it behind the net. Wongberg going to pick it up in the wickets of the ref. Tries out front to get it to Coe. That didn't work. Wongberg coming around now. McLean's going to try and keep it in. She does. And now it just comes out to center. 8:18 to go. House has the shots, 13-3. Coe tips it into the offensive zone. Kept in by Bierke. Bierke's had a great year. She is very solid on defense.
Yep, Taylor Bierke, senior defender here for the Lumberjacks, has been a 3-year starter. Or a 3-year varsity player.
And the goalie covered it up. George in front of the net pestering.
Yeah, so we'll get to stop at
7:54 to go.
Yeah, about halfway through this first period. And Lumberjacks, you take a look at shots on goal. I mean, just as you would kind of expect coming into the game, pretty heavily in favor of Bemidji.
And that one just comes out to center. Bierke's the first one there. Kept in by Hastings. Now Bierke digs it out of the mess. Got Baki on the one side trying to get around. She gets crunched and munched. And it looks like Hastings is going to sit down for a couple minutes and call it checking.
Yeah, and that's your defenseman coming in. As you know, that's when you have your defenseman can look at offense, right? You just kind of turn on the jets, get in that offensive zone, and so you can catch Hastings off guard. And that's one of their captains that's often sitting into that penalty box, and so a big loss for them. On the penalty kill for the Raiders, 72.9% here on the season. The Lumberjacks on the power play at 36.6%.
Back to Johnson. Connaught leaves it for Roop. Down to Coe. Or wait, that's Berg. Back to Roop. Roop leaves it for Connaught. Out front, Roop. Shot. And a goal, right? Waved off. I thought it barred down itself. Tick, Plinko puck. Back out to Johnson. Johnson from the slot. Roop, Connaught. That one went tipped a few times. Back out to Connaught. 1:22 to go here. Over to Roop. Roop from the slot. Sideways to Berg with a nice rip at it.
What a play. Nice job seeing Berg down low and then
Kept
get the
in by
one-timer.
Connaught. Roop makes a quick move, dances, tipped. Comes to the near wall. Kept in by Connaught.
Halfway through the power play.
Nice try to keep it in by Connaught. So Johnson's going to have to fetch it up. Up ice to Berg. And that's going to be icing on the Jacks. I would expect the second line to come out. Here they come.
Yeah, the first minute of that power play, the Lumberjacks spent that in the offensive zone and did a really good job of just working the puck.
Couple of great chances.
And just finding the open skater. We saw a scoring opportunity off the stick of Bailey Roop. Hits that crossbar, goes down. The officials waved that off. I thought it was in as well, but the official's in a good spot there.
Yeah, he's a little closer than we are. Baki dumps it in deep. Melkowski's after it. She runs into Griner. Hopefully that was her good shoulder. Baki gives it back to Lossing. Back to Baki. Back to Lossing. Lossing takes a shot. Low. Save. Right in the old breadbasket.
Yeah, that's Bierke at that far side point.
Oh, was it? All right. Face off to the right of the Raiders goalie.
21 seconds left in the skater advantage here for the Lumberjacks.
Raiders throw it around the near side here. And kept in by McLean. But it goes over to a Raider who throws it up ice. Picked up by Bierke. Over to Griner. To Melkowski, who nails Baki. Both teams full strength here, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Bierke lost the handle. Baki threw it towards the net. Oh, another shot by Griner. Bierke hit some yellow. Over to Bierke. That one's picked off by the Raiders. Stolen by Baki. Baki down on one knee, gets it to McLean. Leaves it for Baki. Shallow angle. Baki throws it back to McLean. Over to Bierke. Shot, screen. That one hit George right out front. McLean throws it in there. Just good pressure by the Jacks.
Yeah, just
And that should
might
be a great no call.
Well, she tried to make a move to get around in front of her, but just her leg got caught up.
So good no call.
Could have gone either way. I wouldn't have been surprised had they called it, especially just with how much of an advantage Bemidji has had. Probably the biggest difference between these two teams is just being at how well Bemidji passes, but not only that, but catching those passes. And so just able to wrangle in those pucks.
Hastings blows a tire. Coe tried to get a handle on it, picked up by Connaught. She's dancing 1, 2, 3 on the backhand. Nice save by the goalie. It's loose. And Hastings is going to throw it up ice and say, give me a whistle, but I don't know if that one's going to make it. There it goes.
Yeah, Millie Connaught, another one of those offensive defensemen. So 20 points on the season for the junior defender. 8 goals, 12 assists there. We saw it walk in from the circle and get down low in front of the crease, get the shot off. Didn't score on that one, but been a lot of rebound opportunities. You know, Bemidji out-shooting Hastings 20-3 here in this first period.
And only 1 goal to show for it. That one comes out to Swangberg. That hit a Hastings player. Looked like it might have stung. And the goalie says, give me another whistle. Yeah, 4 minutes left here. That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, that was Swangberg at the far side point with a hard wrister. Goaltender Lanning, though, she got a good look at it. Lanning has played in all 14 games here on the season for Hastings, has a 3-10-1 record, an .875 save percentage. She's given up 4 goals per game.
This one's going to be picked up by Connaught. She's going to wrap it in deep to Greiner, it looks like.
Oh, we're going to call that as a penalty.
Yeah, so Bemidji's going to try their penalty kill here.
That's going to be on Roop.
And this will get the whistle blown. Root will touch it up. And she's going to go for a cross check.
7th penalty of the season for the junior. Leads the Lumberjacks in scoring this year. 21 goals on the season, 9 assists, so 30 points overall.
That might actually put her in the team lead or tied for it, the amount of penalties. For penalty minutes.
Yeah, let's see. I think there's...
You got that stat?
I do, actually. She is the leader in the clubhouse, so with 7 penalties.
Now 8.
No, that was her 7th.
Oh, that was her 7th?
Yeah.
Here comes Connaught with a little bit of speed. She's got Johnson and Greiner with her. Shot. Johnson picks up behind the net. So Johnson, Connaught, Greiner, and Berg on the penalty kill.
Yeah, you might wonder why they're bringing it out of the zone there, but really it's just trying a good opportunity to waste some time. You don't necessarily always have to be trying to score.
And that Greiner draws the interference penalty. Or is she getting called for interference?
I think they're calling it on Greiner. They are, yep, so she's going to take a seat.
We're going to get a 5-on-3 here for interference.
Yeah, I saw the collision here.
So a $1.22, a 5-on-3 here. This is going to test the Jacks. So Johnson, Connaught, and Berg, 3 great killers, but they got a 5-on-3 here. That one's blocked, comes out to the slot. Another block. Oh, if that would have bounced a little straighter, that one would have been a free-for-all. Here comes Connaught. Connaught 1-on-2. 5-on-3 should be saving some energy. There she is. So Berg, Connaught, and Johnson here. 52 left in the 5-on-3. 128 left in second penalty. Shot. That one goes off the side of the net. Johnson dumps it in deep. Berg will be the first one there. Making a move out front. Shallow angle. Oh, just goes wide. Bemidji not to be offensive. Down 5-on-3 here. Connaught tries to hit Johnson. Does. She'll tip it in deep. 20 seconds to go here in the 2 penalties, or the first of the 2 penalties. Baki now out as one of the killers. Baki, Berg, and Connaught now. Berg leaves it for Connaught. Connaught does the old spinorama.
So that clears one penalty.
Oh, what a save by Lauer. Connaught didn't get it out of the zone.
Bemidji gets Roop back on the ice.
Roop, hot out of the box. Onto the forehand, backhand. Gets in shallow, tries to go top shelf. Going to pick up her own trash here. 18 to go on the second penalty. Roop making another swing at it. Runs over a girl. And that's going to be Bierke now. So 1 minute left in the period, 3 seconds left in the penalty, and a save by the Hastings goalie.
Yeah, so a 5-on-3 advantage for Hastings here in that period. And Bemidji did a good job, only giving up a shot or two. A lot of block shots, though. Getting bodies in front, so as Hastings tried to hold the zone, but not getting the puck through onto the goaltender. And then even in a couple opportunities, right, taking shorthanded shots of their own.
Very offensive-minded, down 2.
Well, it's just taking advantage of the opportunity. And when you got quick skaters like that, it gives you that.
They're not afraid to do it. Roop shoots, saved by the goalie. Still loose.
Oh, boy.
And Hastings comes away with it, picked off by McLean. She goes skate
that's
the
a trip.
stick.
Nope.
No call on the trip on McLean. 22 left here in the period. Roop onto the backhand. Still there. Drops it for Bierke. Shot.
Wow.
I think the goalie was fairly screened there.
Yep.
10 to
right
go.
To the legs. Oh, good poke.
4 to go, and that should wrap up the first period. So after 26 shots, only one of them tickles the twine as the Jacks end the first up by 1-0 in a very offensive period with not very many goals.
Yeah, well, I mean, a ton of shots on net. The goaltender for Hastings, Lanning, so giving up 4 goals per game. Again, 3-10 here on the season for Lanning, a tie as well. But boy, she faced a game's worth of shots just about in that, right? And the Lumberjacks come into this game, Doug, averaging 32.6 shots on goal. Giving up 22, and so out shooting the Raiders here 26-5 in this first period as the Lumberjacks, hold the zone. I mean, pretty surprising that not able to get another one on the board.
That's you.
Yeah.
So this is live. Anything I want to do. Yep. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to get the Zamboni here, and we'll be back at you.
Good.
Go live. All right, Lumberjack hockey fans, we are back at it.
Yeah.
32
super
seconds
helpful.
to go.
Yeah, if you.
How
Yep.
do I loosen up?
Probably.
Yep, that big one on the left.
This one.
Yep, loosen
Yeah.
that up.
Oh, the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
The only
tighten
thing
it
is
up
that
to your
it
wishes,
moves.
too.
Stay that way.
Yeah, and don't feel like it. Like, if we get into, let's zoom out a little bit. So you can even just keep it here, and then you don't have to go up and down.
Yeah, okay.
And so you're getting a good look at the ice, and so it's just going left and right.
Yeah. Tighten it, loosen it to your heart's content. You have creative control.
Yeah. All right,
Until
Doug.
you mess it up too bad, then we'll take it over.
So here at New Hope Ice Arena, so the holiday tournament here for the Lumberjacks.
What a great facility. Look at this old barn.
Yeah, it's a 2-rink facility. So they got a north rink and a south rink.
Wood ceiling,
and
that
it's,
old barn style.
this is a combined tournament, so JV and varsity. So the team gets to stay together. They've got some team activities planned here throughout this 3 days down in the cities, and they get to watch each other play here as well.
So Malkowski, Berg, and Baki up to Malkowski on the far wall. From the dot, right out front, Baki with a shot. And the goalie got it, so a quick shot on net.
Boy, Lanning, I tell you, the goaltender here for the Raiders is playing just fantastic. So she tracked that puck well, kind of sliding to her right, gets those pads down, able to hold on from the Baki shot.
Berg on the draw again. She won it, but it goes over to the Hasting D. Out to Malkowski. She does the old spinorama, taking it deep. And now she's going to ring it around to the near wall here. Kept in by Baki. Nice job to get there quick. And Kanat going to do the same on the other side. She makes a quick turn on the backhand and a goal. Whoa! What a nice shallow angle drive. Far off the far corner, drives the net and throws it in on the short side.
Yeah, and so Kanata, she's coming around the corner there, has just a really dangerous backhander, able to get that up high. But I tell you what, the key to that play, Doug, was Berg and Baki down in the slot, so just in front of the goaltender, has that passing option, right? So now Lanning has to watch for that, and that allows Kanat just to have a little extra latitude, some space, and she takes advantage of it. Big backhander to put the Lumberjacks up 2-0.
And the fact that the girl Baki hard on the near wall here kept it in the zone, even just to keep that going.
9th goal of the season for the junior defender, Miller Kanat.
Roop tries to leave it for Bierke. So unassisted's the official for Kanat. What was that, her 9th goal of the season?
It is her 9th goal of the season. Yep, 21 points now for Millie.
Great season. Out to Bierke. Bierke rips one low and hard, goes wide left. McLean tries to keep it in the zone and does. Throws it towards the net. Nice save by the goalie. And this one comes all the way to Bierke.
This will be icing.
And icing on Hastings.
Yes.
On the Raiders.
So early on in the period, right, it's more of the same from what we saw in the first period, in which the Lumberjacks really kind of heavily outshot Hastings. Coming out here quickly in the second period, doing more of the same. Lanning makes an initial couple of saves, but Millie Kanat getting the second goal here for the Lumberjacks in the second period.
All of a sudden, our Wi-Fi is looking better, too.
Yeah, just, everything's coming up.
Look at that. Here comes Hastings through center. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all that social media stuff you're always told to do. Feel free to leave those comments in on how Johnson's doing on the camera. So far, it looks pretty good. Feel free to harass us if you want to. D to D for Hastings. Throw it up ice. And the arm up and waved off.
Waved off.
Linesman had his arm up. And the guys in orange said nope. McLean tries to get out of the zone.
A little extra elbow on that hit.
Back to the D. They throw it in deep. Lauer tried to play it. Now picked up by Wongberg. Hits George. George in on the forecheck. Here comes Hastings with a little bit of speed. And that one's going to now get picked up by Kanat. She'll wrap it around the wall to Baki. Kanat over to Berg. Berg hits Baki with a nice catch. Tries to ditch it over to Malkowski. Back around to Baki. Baki's still back there. Now down on her knees, over to Malkowski. Tries to set it for Berg with a quick one-timer. That looked like it was going to go wide. The goalie got
boy.
a chunk. Oh, and that one went off the post. Swanberg throws it in deep. And this one is unable to be kept out by Swanberg.
Back-to-back shots by Berg there, just sitting in the slot. The first one was great if she was able just to stop it with her skate and then quickly get the shot off. The second one I thought was in, but that went off the post.
Yeah. Two great chances. Connaught gets it up ice to Baki. Takes it again. And the arm's up. That one will be icing.
Yeah, not quite to the center ice as she puts that into the offensive zone. Needed about another half a step in order to get a good dump there.
So 13:39 to go here in the second.
Lumberjacks 9-1 on the season. Hastings 3-10-1. Hastings plays in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
Here comes Bierke. Bierke with some energy. Right out in the slot. Lost the handle. Now she's trying picking it up again. Round to Griner. Kept in by Roop. Making the move. Shallow angle. Tried to throw it out front. That got denied. Still has it. Fakes the drop pass. Still has it. Shot. Nice blocker save by the goalie. And that one goes up and into the netting.
Yeah, Roop got up high with that one. Had a little bit of an opening there, but gets it into the body. You see Griner kind of working in front of the crease. She gets a defender on her, and then just kind of watch the positioning. So where Griner was, she makes sure she gets in front of that goaltender, right? So as the goaltender takes a step, Griner's moving over as well just to stay in front of those shooting lanes.
I think she likes that crease area. She likes the battle. Back to McLean. Saved by the goalie. Back to Roop. Shot. That one got blocked by a Hastings player. Griner's still out front. Now Hastings trying to grab it up. They throw it up ice. That one's going to get played by Lauer. Berkey does the old spinorama. That one got caught up in a yellow jersey. Right out front. Now Johnson coming through center with it. Looking for somebody to pass to. Right out front to McLean. And here comes Hastings through center. Picked up by Connaught. Oh, tried to stretch out Roop. Makes the move and scores! So for sure, Roop from Connaught to make it 3-0.
Yeah, and the hard part of that play, Doug, was just receiving that, right? That catch coming across the blue line as she has to extend her body just to get that. And then you've got to work your feet and get control of the puck. She does that, turns the corner, and is able to get the goaltender to move laterally. Yeah, and then able just to flick it up and gets the goal. Is that her second goal of the game? Is that?
Nope, that's Roop's first.
First goal.
So we got Swanberg, Connaught, Roop, and then Connaught's going to get the assist on that one.
22 goals on the season for Bailey Roop. So she's the leading point getter for the Lumberjacks. She's up to 31 points now this year. 22 points, 9 assists, 31 overall.
So no second assist on that one. I thought maybe there could have been one. Right out front. Nope, that got denied. And Lauer will put that one in the mitt.
Lauer gets a good look at that one. 9-1 record on the season for the junior goaltender for Bemidji. 1.36 goals against average. Lauer's got a .940 save percentage. She's played
just rock solid.
Yeah, she's played almost all of the time here for Bemidji. Libby Byron's got a couple of minutes of play. She had, I think, a shot or two on net, but other than that, it's been Lauer the whole way.
And one of those was a stellar flipper save up in Crookston. That one, Hastings blocked it, kept it in the offensive zone. That's going to force Bierke to go the other way. Still spinning her Amma down there. She feels like she wants some real estate. Hits Malkowski. 2-on-2 with Baki. Now hits Baki. Baki goes to the backhand. Lost the handle. Digging in here on the near wall. Back to McLean. That one went off Berg, it looked like. To the far wall. Berg goes skate to stick. Still getting chased. Berg does the old spin. Gets taken down. Picked up by Baki. Baki shoots. Goes right in the whistle. And looks like somebody's getting a roughing call.
They're calling it on Berg, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Megan Berg going to the penalty
arms
box.
to rough. So Berg, 2 minutes for the rough.
Boy, tied up in the offensive zone. Not often you see the penalty called on you, but that'll put the Lumberjacks on the penalty kill.
More than likely it was a retaliatory penalty.
Yeah. The Raiders 15% on the power play this year. The Lumberjacks 84.2% on the penalty kill. The Lumberjacks have only given up 2 power play goals here on the season.
Johnson will be the first one to the puck on the penalty kill. She wraps it around to Roop. Roop, short-handed. Back to Connaught.
Penalty for Bemidji. Number 2.
Stolen away by Roop, or wait, by Connaught. Bemidji short-handed here.
Yeah, with Berg in the penalty box. That's her 3rd penalty of the season.
And she's normally one of our killers. Bemidji throws it in deep. Hastings comes up ice, now cross ice. 1:11 left here in the penalty. This will be played by Connaught. Hastings changing. And Bemidji gets it all the way up ice.
Halfway through the penalty kill here for the Lumberjacks.
Johnson now out as one of the killers. Here comes Hastings, 3-on-3, trying to get around Roop. Going wide on the backhand. Looking for somebody to pass to. Right out front, missed the centering pass. And that's going to bring it all the way back, make him go the 200 feet again. Greiner out for the penalty kill. McLean well played. To Roop. Bemidji coming through with some speed. Oh, just by Greiner. Picked up by Roop. Roop plows through 2. Still has it.
Wow. Full strength now for Bemidji.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Berg, after her rest on the bench. Bemidji changing on the fly here. Baki, Malkowski, Swanberg, Bierke, and Berg. Malkowski gives it a whack. Good, strong pressure by the Jacks, just all day.
I was just thinking the same thing, Doug. You just watching the Lumberjacks work offensively here. You know, they're up 3-0, out shooting here Hastings 34-6, and it's a game in which they, still playing hard.
They're winning
physical,
the battles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely fighting for the puck. They've got the attitude of that's my puck, I'm going for it, or I'm going to keep it.
And that should be icing on the Raiders, and it is.
Yeah, so about halfway through the hockey game here, Lumberjacks, heavily out shooting Hastings, only up 3-0. I'd say it'd be a great game so far for Lanning.
That was a fantastic game.
Lanning, the goaltender for Hastings. Just giving up 4 goals per game here on the season averages.
She's over a 900 save percentage here.
Yep.
Taken away by Hastings.
Yeah, and that's higher than her average. 875 on the season.
Oh, Coe runs into the linesman. And we'll just get a whistle.
We'll call offsides. Let's see. I didn't record shots for Hastings. The Lumberjacks average 33 shots per game. They average giving up 22. Hastings averaging 1.7 goals per game, and they giving up 4.14.
This one comes back to Swanberg. She gives it over to Connaught. Knott throws it up to Lossing. Lossing gets it over to George. George, that one got blocked by the Hastings player. And they try to stretch it out where it gets picked off by Knott. Knott wraps it around to Swangberg. Swangberg's going to do her a favor right back. Knott was just trying to stretch out George. And Wongberg into the corner. Kept in by Swanberg. Throws it towards the net. That was blocked by a Hastings player right out front. And here comes Hastings through center. Picked off by Swanberg. And now Wongberg with it. Over to Swanberg. Then to Lossing. Wongberg off for a change. Knott tips it into the corner. And Lossing in there to get a battle going. Back to Knott. Shallow angle for Knott. Going behind the net. Over to Roop with the big one-timer. I thought that might have snuck inside the post if it got through.
That's a tough shot, too, with that quick pass coming out, high up in the circle and just getting that one-timer off.
Give and go. Oh, nice save. That was another Knott Roop give and go there.
That's a penalty.
And we're going to get called for the pile-up. Is that Griner with her second of the game?
It is. Interference call on Griner. No penalties coming into it. She spent a lot of the season on the DL with an injury. So just getting back under play here in the last 2 weeks.
So Bemidji is shorthanded for their fourth time, which is going to put Roop on the draw.
Yeah, I think both of them are interference calls on Griner as well.
You are 100% correct. Hastings out front, tipped up high over the net. Berg gets hauled down, no call. Johnson with it, she wraps it around, gets it out of the zone. Nice job to just get that all the way down.
And the margins can be a bit tight here, too, against Bemidji just because of, the advantage that they have here against
Berg
Hastings.
in the slot, shot, went wide. Roop throws it towards the net, picked up by Hastings. Now coming in with some speed. Chased by Johnson. Nice job by Johnson to stay with her. Shallow angle shot, picked up by Roop. Roop's going to go the other way. And now she's just going to drive the front of the net. Here she comes. She's got Berg on the far side, driving. Looks for her. Shot. Oh!
Wow.
What a save.
Oh, my gosh. And how quickly Berg was coming in as well. So Megan Berg screaming into the zone on the near side. Roop saw her, so Roop kind of drug the goaltender, kept her out wide, and gets that centering pass. And so coming in full speed was Berg, and then she's got to get her stick down and get the shot off. Great effort by the goaltender landing
Bemidji's got
for Hastings.
one too many out here. Ref needs to see that.
Yeah,
one too many.
53 seconds.
All right, now Berg's going off. Yeah, what a drive by Berg to stay with her and make herself available for that one to begin with.
Megan Berg going to St. Scholastica next year.
Knott keeps it in the zone. She's going to throw it in deep for Johnson. Back to Knott. Back to Johnson. To Knott. That one went wide by a couple feet.
Immediately put her head up into the air. She knew she missed on an opportunity.
Knott up for Roop. Roop threads the needle. Makes a quick move. Jumps over a stick. Splits the D. Up. Too high. Baki now with it. Leaves it for Roop. Shallow angle. That one got blocked out front. McLean. Excuse me, that's Bierke. Knott, that was a very nice, strong play on defense. Did you catch that?
I did,
Just that little bit of weight threw that girl off.
Yeah, just able to get that foot out. I mean, she has right to the ice there as well, so just not allowing her to get by.
5-on-5 hockey here. Bemidji back to full strength. Bierke to chase it around the far corner. Kept in by Hastings here. Berg's trying to trip it out of the zone. Tip. And Connaught throws it up ice, and we get a quick whistle with 3:12 left here in the second. The only shot on goal for Hastings down this end that I think it would have been wide. So Bemidji right now holding them to one shot in the period.
And that's with a couple penalties in this period as well.
It is. Berg on the draw. She throws it back to Connaught. Tries to get up to Malkowski. Malkowski over to Swanberg. To Bakke. Bakke to Berg. Berg got a little bit of the crunch and munch. Swanberg throws it in deep. Bakke and Malkowski in there. Bakke comes away with it. Excuse me, that's Bakke. Puck gets thrown out front. Here comes Hastings the other way. Nice back check by Berg. McLean goes down, and that should be one on Hastings.
It is a penalty. I can hear the crowd really looking for that one as well.
So interference is the call.
Well, that'll put the Lumberjacks on the power play here. On the season, Bemidji has 11 power play goals, 36.6% on the power play. You know, there was a time there a couple of weeks ago where Bemidji was over 50% on the power play. So
then
super
we ran
dangerous.
into that Holy Family Catholic.
Yeah, super dangerous. Yeah,
this
that Holy Family game, there was just a couple of quick goals they gave up in the beginning of that game. They gave up two quick ones to the top-ranked team in state and then came back, just battled back. It was a 3-2 game late, and then ended up being 4-2 with an empty netter for Holy Family.
It's a great game. They did make a heck of a comeback. Here comes Roop, strong, down low to the dot, backhand, and a goal. How she found that hole.
And I think the goaltender, Lanning was expecting Roop to come back across, right? She did that earlier, walking in, cutting back across and making Lanning move.
She might have leaked and made that hole.
Yeah, instead she just goes for the quick wrister and able to sneak that one inside the post. And so the Lumberjacks, they succeed on the power play. So only 23 seconds in with the skater advantage. And Bemidji makes it 4-0 with Bailey Roop, her second goal of the game, her 23rd of the season.
This one on the power play, that's her second in a row here. Unassisted is going to be the call. George just lost the handle. So actually the call is from 27 and 13. So Johnson and Connaught get the assists. McLean trying to keep the puck in the offensive zone here.
For Johnson, that's her 8th assist of the season. That's her 16th point this year to go along with 8 goals.
She's also having a fantastic year.
And then for Connaught, is that her second assist for Connaught? Or she have a goal earlier?
She's got a goal and 2 assists, so she's on to a 3-point night. 1 minute to go here in the second.
Yeah, so 9 goals, 14 assists for Millie Connaught. Inside of a minute remaining.
McLean just lost the handle. Bierke in with it. One of the Hastings girls coming in with like a wrecking ball.
That'll be icing. Well, that was a forceful icing, too.
I think we were going for a hot pass to Berg. So face-off coming to the left of Lauer, who by my count hasn't faced a shot yet, so hopefully she's wide awake. 38.5 to go here in the second. And nice job by Johnson on the camera. This one's going to be picked up by Malkowski. He's got Bakke. Saw that breakaway coming, but nice job on the defense by Hastings. Now picked up by Berg. She makes a quick move. 3-on-2. Right on the slot. Oh, I think the goalie got a piece of that. Berg with it again. Back to Swanberg. Shot.
That was deflected.
That one tipped over the top. Yep. Malkowski with it again. And that's going to be a wrap for the second period. So at the end of 2, 38-6 on the shots, 4-0 on the score. And, yep.
Not quite as much, many shots on net for the Lumberjacks here in that second period, but I tell you, they just carry play in the offensive zone for much of the game. The second period, just an extension of the first, and really give credit to the goaltender for Hastings. Lanning averaging 4 goals against on the season. Here she's faced 38 shots now and given up.
Shots in the second, they're 11-1 for the Jacks.
Yeah, Lanning's just done a great job just in really keeping Hastings in this game. I mean, potentially, you could even double the score.
You could.
And you could easily see it be that, but Bemidji's done a great job just getting pucks on net like they need to, and Lanning just having a whale of a game back there, and and limiting this to 4 goals here after 2. So Lumberjacks 9-1 here on the season, including 6-0 on the road for Bemidji. Hastings 3-10-1 here on the season coming into it. So been a tough season for the Raiders. Lumberjacks, have really been in control for this entire hockey game. But that attitude, you brought it up about halfway through that period, Doug, and I agree. In which they're just staying hungry.
Yeah, they want it.
Fighting hard for the pucks, even though they're heavily outplaying Hastings. The way that they're playing or skating, you wouldn't think that they've been outplaying that well. So it's just, good to see that attitude.
Definitely keeping the foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Right on, everybody. Last chance, go get your snacks and beverages. We got 13:33 on the clock. We'll be back at you in just a bit here. Hang tight, everybody. All right, hockey fans, 1 minute to go here. Coaches are making their way towards the benches. The scorekeeper crews, 4 of them over there. 2 penalty box and 2 timers and statistician people. So 4-0's the score here. Goals by Swanberg, Knott, Roop for the 4. Swanberg was assisted by Regularberg. Knott unassisted. Roop from Knott, and Johnson. Power play goal. 3 penalties, 2 on the Jacks, 1 on Hastings in the second. Here comes Hastings. Refs are on the ice, and here come the Jacks. Buzzer is sounded. We're about ready to get going on the third period here.
And New Hope Ice Arena. The host team is Armstrong Cooper. So Robbinsdale Armstrong Cooper is the host team.
And this is here at this facility every year, right? This is kind of their tournament.
So this is an ongoing tournament. Bemidji's played in it for a long time here as well. I know the JV coach, Maggie Marcotte, when she was a Lumberjack, they did not play in the holiday tournament. So I know that Maggie, who just joined the coaching staff this year, former Lumberjack.
Doing a great job, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and Roseau, she did coaching duties for the Roseau game because head coach Mike Johnson was not there. So she took over head coaching duties. I was doing that game on radio, and so doing the coach's interview, Maggie had to do it, and that was her first interview that she's done.
I didn't hear it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
So Berg, Malkowski, and Baki to start here. Knott and Swangberg on D. Over to Swangberg, then to Knott. 5-on-5 hockey to start here. Malkowski does the toe drag, gets knocked off the puck for it. And Hastings pushes it into the offensive zone. Swangberg's going to circle back the other way. Swangberg trying to make a move. Gets it out to Malkowski. Malkowski going wide. She gets rubbed out. Nice play by Hastings on that. Tipped up high off the glass. Berg's able to keep it in the offensive zone. She's got her wingers out front, looking for somebody to pass to. Wow. Oh, and Nabaki got it again. Second time on the one-timer. She had one of them up in Roseau, and they always look pretty.
Yeah, Baki with her 3rd goal of the season. Berg will get her 3rd point of the game, so that's her 9th assist this year. And I tell you, Megan did a great job there. She was down low. She could have just tried to take that shot, and if she would have, it would have just gone off the leg pad of that goaltender. So instead of taking that low percentage shot, Doug, Berg ends up sliding that back over to her line mate, Baki, who's got a wide open net at that point. So just a great play in earning that assist.
And for Baki, you got to be ready for that. It's going to come quick. You got to have your stick on the ice and be ready. Over to Johnson. Johnson takes a shot. Leg pad saved by the goalie. Now kept in by Berkey. So Malkowski gets the 2nd assist on that one. So Baki from Malkowski and Berg, or Berg and Malkowski.
Yeah, so that's the whole line that gets in on it. So the second line for Bemidji. They were the starters here today.
And this one's going to come back to McLean. She hits Johnson, who hits Roop. Roop threads a needle between the legs. And Hastings throws it up ice. That one is going to make it. So icing on Hastings here. Face-off going to come to the left of their goalie. Longberg, George, Coe. George on the draw. Lossing and Frank out there now in the 3rd period. Good for Frank.
Oh, you mentioned Malkowski with the assist. She has 3 now on the season, so all 3 points via the assist for the freshman forward, Callie Malkowski.
We're going to get a do-over here as the Hastings Raiders ice the puck again. Coach Mike going to stick with this line. George on the draw. Coe and Wongberg here. This one's going to be back to Frank. Throws it over to Lossing. Lossing throws it towards the net. Coe thought about trying to tip it. George now picks it up from the slot and scores! Bar down. Good for George. Just ripped it up over the blocker, it looked like.
Matty George, the freshman forward, playing on the first line along with Roop and Johnson. That's George's second goal of the season here. So 5 points this year, 2 goals, 5 assists. Matty scoring previously versus East Grand Forks in the season opener. Scores again here today.
Hastings trying to gain the offensive zone here. So Bemidji comes out with 2 quick ones in the start of the third here.
Yeah, it's just the way they've been peppering the net, though, as well. You know, it's been tough for Lanning, who's been averaging 4 goals against on the season. Has given up 6 now here for Hastings. And having a fantastic first couple of periods in which the Lumberjacks outshot Hastings 38-6. And then Bemidji coming out here early on and just getting a couple of quickies past her.
So George's goal, assisted by both Coe and Lossing. So George from Coe and Lossing. Centered out front, Lauer gets the pads down.
Coe and Lossing. I don't have the stats written for them. That might be the first points for both of them.
Here comes Baki with it through center. She's going to tip it off the wall. Go wide to herself. Now picked up by Connaught. Does the quick dance. Gets on side. Makes another move. Shot. Nice save right in the mitt for the goalie, who says, give me a whistle.
And that is indeed. It's the first points for both Coe and Lossing. So a couple of assists for them.
Roop on the draw here. Johnson and Griner. Bierke and McLean on D. Hastings chips it up off. McLean gets a pad in the way. McLean doing all kinds of work here. Trying to drive in deep. She gets rubbed out. She goes down in a heap. Johnson picks it up. Shallow angle. Comes out front. Oh, just missed the backhand to put it away. Still with it. She leaves it for McLean. Oh, excuse me, that's Roop. Roop still with it out front, and another goal.
That'll be a hat trick for the junior forward for Bemidji. Third goal of the game, or 24th of the season. That first line here with Roop, George, and Johnson.
Did you get the Lossing crumble to the ice there, Mr. Johnson? You can't hear me. We'll have to go back and see that. That would be at the 12:23 mark. Sorry, I had to interrupt because my daughter did that once and laughed her whole way home, falling off the bench. So that makes it 7-0. On to running time. Wongberg throws one off the crossbar.
Boy, if that's 2 inches lower, that's bar down, maybe even an inch lower.
So George on the draw. Looks like Carlson out there now.
You know, I was just mentioning that first line, Doug, for Bemidji, high-scoring line, but you've got Roop, the junior, Johnson's a sophomore, and then George is a freshman. Lumberjacks back defensively in their own zone once again.
So Roop from McLean and Bierke on that last one.
Delayed offsides there is what the call was, so we'll see a face-off outside the zone.
And we are now on running time.
Who are the assists? Bierke and who else?
And McLean.
Molly McLean. Bierke, that's her second assist of the season.
Swangberg tries to hit Baki. Coach Mike getting all the young girls out there now.
Yeah, probably see a lot of that here throughout the rest of this third period, make it into running time.
So Baki, Malkowski, and Berg out there. Swanberg and Kanat on defense.
See if we can get Malkowski on the scoreboard here with a goal. So we're looking for number 10 to get one in.
Picked up by Berg, who tries to spinorama. Now pulls back, splits the D. Good at the line, going all the way in. Berg, oh, great save by the goalie.
Yeah, Berg, one of the only seniors on the team. So very young team here for the Lumberjacks, but along with Megan Berg, you got back defensively is Taylor Bierke. They're the two that have regular playing time.
Johnson tries to get a shot off. That one's blocked by Hastings. Steals it again. Down to Berg. Back to Johnson. Or excuse me, Kanat. Kanat shoots and buries one just below the blocker. And the lug nuts are starting to get loose here.
It is, Lanning through 2 periods, the goaltender for Hastings, playing very, very well. But goals that they missed in those first 2 periods, they're starting to hit on them here. And that was a nice shot by Millie Kanat. So that's her 2nd goal of the game. She's got 10 now on the season.
4th point of the day, 2 assists as well.
4 points. That puts her at 24 on the season. Very offensive-minded defenseman here for the Lumberjacks, and that was just a great job of puck control, right? And so she's at the point and kind of skating around, creating some space, moving around, and then finally had a little sniper shot, and she's able to beat the goaltender Lanning about waist height on the open side of the ice and that far side just inside the post.
They just announced that was Rupp's goal, and I could have swore it was Kanat.
Kanat shot it, so if they're giving it to Rupp, then that means that she would have deflected it down low.
But they gave an assist to Berg. So I wonder if they just got that one.
So then they got it wrong. I mean, it was definitely Kanat here at the near side point. And yeah, it wasn't deflected either.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Johnson goes low, looking for somebody to pass to out front. Roop tips it forward. And now that one goes up ice with 8:22 to go.
Yeah, we'll probably hear a correction for that at some point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Kanat. With that, though, that's her 4th point of the day.
I'm pretty sure that was Millie's 100th career point.
Really? So a new tidbit of information, that might be point number 100 on the career for the Jacks. So if our super secret Santa is right, that's the 100th point for Kanat. Congratulations.
As a junior.
Yeah, as a junior, congratulations to her.
On top of that. Yeah, junior defenseman.
100 points in a career is hard.
Yeah.
That's well over point per game status when you're only playing 24 games a year. She's probably at a 1.3 or 4 point per game average.
Well, she saw regular playing time even as a freshman.
That's true, as an 8th grader.
Yeah, as an 8th grader, you're right.
Lossing wraps it around to Coe. Coe tried to chip it off the boards. That didn't work. That was blocked by Lossing. This one will be Frank to go back and get it. Stolen away by Greiner. Greiner 1-on-3, looking for somebody to pass to. Tries to hit Coe. Coe with the wraparound. That got denied. Greiner in there battling. Coe's out of gas. She's off on a change. Here comes Hastings 1-on-1 against Kanat. They throw it in deep and go out for a change. Kanat's going to dish it over to Berg. Let's get a cross-check call.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. I didn't see the penalty. So head into the box is LMA Swanberg.
Swanberg with a cross-check.
Only her 2nd penalty of the season.
and for playing defense for quite a few minutes, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the Jacks,
it also means that you're not getting caught out of position, right? Because a lot of times, it's not even just being aggressive. It's just if you get caught out of position,
and you get the stick infraction.
Yeah, you're trying to catch back up into a play. And that's where you're going to get caught for a penalty.
Off the wall, Johnson in on the hard forecheck. Johnson steals.
See, and that's just an aggressive forecheck.
She's very strong. Not too many players get by her. So the Jacks launch it down to the other end, make the Hastings go 200 feet. That one's blocked by Roop. Offsides, Bemidji tags up quick. Now Johnson back in on the forecheck. Berg will go get it. Berg gets a little bit of a trip up. Cannot into the corner. 42 to go here, and the penalty to Swangberg. Cannot going for a skate. Got Baki with her. Just wide.
Yeah, picked her spot. She wanted to go short side on that. That's the right decision. She got the defender in front of her, offering that screen for the goaltender, so you just want to try and sneak it inside that post.
Baki now in on the forecheck. Good hard play by the Hastings girl. Griner back to Berg. Back to Cannot. Cannot lost the handle. Shot. That went wide. Up off the glass. Comes to Cannot again. She goes cross ice. Baki will be the first one there. Baki going for a skate. Gives it back to Cannot. Jacks are back to full strength. Berg on the backhand. Tries to go top shelf over the glove of the backhand. Out front looking for Griner.
9 skaters between the circles.
That's crashing the net.
Yeah.
Baki doing a good job. 3:32 and counting here. This one's going behind the net. Berg's going to clean it up. She does a spinorama the other way. Blew a tire. Got tripped. George now goes down in a heap. Nice job by Berg. No, that was McLean. Sometimes you only see the two until they fully turn. Out front, tipped.
There's a delayed penalty.
So it looks like the Jacks might be going shorthanded again.
Yeah, back to the penalty box. Coming into the game here, Lumberjacks on the penalty kill, 84.2%. They'd only given up 2 power play goals on the season. Have killed off, 4 here tonight so far? Is that the 5th penalty on Bemidji?
Yep, that's McLean. That's actually the 6th.
Number 6 there.
The 3rd cross check.
Still
2 for interference, a rough, and 3 cross checks.
Yeah, time moving pretty quickly here this 3rd period. Been in running time with the 8-0 score.
Hastings blocked by Wongberg. That one comes out of the zone. So Wongberg, Roop, Cannot, and Bierke are your killers. Cannot driving.
Yeah, Bemidji shorthanded right now, holding the
Cannot
offensive
still
zone.
with it. Leaves it sitting there along the wall. Wongberg after it. Cross ice goes Hastings. And this one's going to be picked up by Bierke. Tipped it over to Wongberg. Wongberg gains the offensive zone, and I think Roop knew she was in offsides.
Yeah, she just needed Wongberg to pick up speed just a bit, so just kind of misjudged that speed coming in by Wongberg.
50 seconds left in McLean's penalty.
She thought she was going to be able just to drag the foot. She ended up having to kind of come to a stop, but just drug her across too far.
Johnson taking that draw, so Coach Mike switching up all kinds of lines here. And that one played by Lauer. She's looking for the assist. So 1 minute to go in regulation here. Picked up by Swanberg. Out front, Connaught. Off the crossbar. That's the third or fourth pipe we've hit there.
Yeah, second of the period.
And that one comes out to Connaught, who makes a quick move, and another quick move. And another quick move to the slot to Johnson. That one gets blocked. 32 to go. Back to Connaught. Another move on the forehand. Shot, saved by the goalie. She puts the mitt down.
Yeah, two defenders in front. So the lane of traffic was blocked for Lanning, but still able to get enough to get that leg pad on it.
As the buzzer's coming in 7 seconds here.
Yeah, they might not even get the puck down.
And ref is stalling, and that's going to do it, everybody. So your final score, 8-rip for the Jacks. Final shots, 48-10 in favor of the Jacks.
Yeah, they led 4-0 through 2, and then they double it up here in the third period. And really just the goals that they missed in those first 2 periods, that's where they started to strike here in this third period. The goaltender for Hastings, Lanning, had a great couple of periods, but just couldn't sustain it through all 3. And the floodgates kind of opened up in that third period as the Lumberjacks put up 4 more, and they double it up for an 8-0 win. Lumberjacks moved to 10-1 on the season now. Hastings will drop down to 3-11-1.
And that's a great start, 10-1.
Yeah. Yeah, with your only loss to Holy Family. Bemidji, the 6th-ranked team in the state. So in Strip Varsity does a top 25. Combines the AA and Class A. Bemidji is 6th in that poll. Holy Family is number 1. Lumberjacks, that's their only loss. They've beat a number of teams that are behind them here as well, including Warroad, which is in 7th. Benilde St. Margaret, so I think they're top 10. Roseau, they're 20th, I think, so they're down there.
And we got Hill Murray coming up. We got Warroad coming up. We got Moorhead coming up.
Yeah, we've already won a couple against Roseau, Grand Rapids. Got another one against them. If you look at the schedule for the Lumberjacks, and teams either ranked in the top 20 or just outside of the Lumberjacks, it's like 75 to 80% of their schedule is against ranked opponents or those that are in the others receiving vote category. And so it's a team that plays a very, very difficult schedule. So that 9-1 record, that's nothing to sneeze at, Doug. They started the season, I think it was like ranked 14th or so, 15, somewhere in there, and then just kind of keep getting higher and higher. They've made their way up to 6th. They're the top-ranked outstate team. Everything, the top 5 are metro teams. You got Holy Family and Hill Murray are 1 and 2.
Minnetonka.
Yeah, and then Edina is the other. So those are the 4 in
Some
front.
of the mainstays there, those are always sitting there at the top. So we're going to have to, if we want to get higher, we're going to have to beat them for sure.
So,
all right, everybody. Well, thank you again, TJ.
Yeah,
always
Doug.
a pleasure.
Yeah,
you are always
broadcast.
welcome on the broadcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Too bad we don't have the coach coming up, but we should start scheduling that if he doesn't have any other after-game duties. But for now, we play again tomorrow. Any chance you know what time?
I think it's 5 o'clock tomorrow.
I think you might be
right.
right.
It's the same game slot for the varsity. The JV, though, plays an earlier game.
Got it.
So JV is a game earlier.
Well, either way, we'll get those links out so they're there for you, and most of you know when we're playing, but we'll get them up. But for now, 8-0 is your final. I know the girls are going to get ready. They're going back to the hotel, and I think they're having dinner as a group. Chick-fil-A, I heard.
It is, yeah. Chick-fil-A catered in tonight. Yeah, they have dinner tonight. They'll be heading over to Ridgedale Mall tomorrow. That's a little team exercise before their 2 games. Yeah, and then it's Nautical Bowls for dinner. For them, and then they'll get they're guaranteed a game on Wednesday as well.
Yeah.
So they'll have a first place, a third place, and a 5th place game. So everybody will play on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The one win, I think we're for sure guaranteed the 3rd place, but win tomorrow puts us in that championship game, and I think that's what they came here for. So all right, everybody, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We'll see